Scry Guys, and today I am your host, Quest. Excuse me. And today we're going to talk about a list of my brew today that won me a Wheel of Fortune at one of my local LGSs for a CDH tournament, Big Money Sunday. And the big money card was Wheel of Fortune, and it was single elimination. It was really fun, fun tournament. Definitely got paired with some good matchups for this list, some blue decks. But let's just go right into the list. It's Hulk, Stax Cedh with Timna and Jadar as the commanders, my partners. The reason why I went with Timna draws you a lot of cards. That's one reason why. I think that's the only reason why you picked Timna for a list like this. And they got Sidar. Sidar could be switched out with Halana, which is I am running now, which is Halana, which kills Protein Hulk when enter battlefield. If you have 2 extra mana, which you probably will. But this was the previous version that I ran with, that I won a Wheel of Fortune with. But Sidar flanking, and then creature your opponent control without flying or reach can't block creature with power 2 or less. So it's really powerful, gets in damage, draw a lot of cards, tap away. So we're drawing 3 cards or 2 or even 1, depending on the situation that we're in. So let's just get right into it. So let's talk about 30 creatures here. First, before we really get dive right into creatures, I just want to talk about the combos that we have here today. So we do have 3 combo, which is very low side for Abzan, but it's okay. So one main combos, a Carrying Feeder, Cold and Familiar, Carrying Feeder, or Viscera Seer, whichever one that you have to sack outlet for, and Samurai Gamgee. So Samurai Gamgee, whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, create a food token, and then sacrifice 3 foods, return a stored card from your graveyard to your hand, which is alright, but we only care about the first ability here. Then Viscera Seer and Carrying Feeder, just sacrifice a creature, put 1 counter, or scry 1. And then we have Cold and Familiar, which is the card that kills the board, which I won all my games with. It's very funny. It's like, alright, kill you a cat, and it's donezo. When Cold and Familiar enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And then sacrifice a food, return Cold and Familiar from your graveyard to the battlefield. And then you just drain the whole board. When you assemble this combo with Protein Hulk, you grab like a Grand Arbiter, or Grand Balusher, Sylvan Safekeeper. Oh wait, Sylvan Safekeeper isn't in this list. It's the I updated the list a lot, but I wanted to talk about this list specifically. So, but yeah, you grab Grand Balusher, Samwise, Sack Outlet, and Cold and Familiar. You basically win the game because no one does have a way to stop you. And then we're also playing Witherbloom Apprentice and Tanian Smog, which is another 2-card combo, which is really nice. And then we got Paragon Took and Experimental Confectioner, which you just draw your whole deck if you get this. You just make a bunch of 1/1 rats, make a lot of food, sack 3 foods, draw a card, make 3 rats, trigger, make 3 foods, so on and so forth. You draw your whole deck and then find a way to kill everyone on the board. But yeah, let's move on to the rest of the deck here. All the combo are pretty simple. You grab out Protein Hulk and grab the combination of creatures. Specifically, do 3 card up top, and then a 2-drop or 1-drop or 2 1-drops if you want. But yeah. Basically won the tournament with just the Samwise, Cauldron, and Carrion, and just grab Protein Hulk, sack it, and win the game. My last game in that tournament was against an Urza player and a Grixis of the Assassin's Creed guy. Whenever a pirate deals damage, you make a treasure. I played 2 Stax cards that basically sucked them out of the game, and I had to Quarter Calling for 10 for Protein Hulk and then sack it with a Carrying Feeder or whatever there. So it was really dirt nasty there. So let's just move on here to the creatures. So we're playing Archivist Ogma, Arcane Myria, Avacyn Pilgrim, Birds of Paradise, Bloom Tender, Collector Oof, Dothy Voidwalker, Deathray Shaman, and Delightful Halfling. So a lot of mana dorks in this list. Let's just talk right down to it. So we got Avacyn Pilgrim, which has white. Birds of Paradise adds any mana. Bloom Tender, which is very good, adds 3 if we have green, and then Timna or any of our other creatures as well. So 3 mana. And then we're also playing Deathray Shaman, which is really good since everyone's playing a fetch land here or there. And then Life will have to make sure our commander is uncounterable. So that is very important for Timna. And then we're talking about these other 4 cards here, which is Archivist Ogma. Whenever opponent searches their library, you gain a life, draw a card, which is really good because a lot of people search in CDH. And then we got playing Archon of Myria, which is a really nice stack speed. Stops a lot of combos, Underworld Breach, literally name anything, and it really just shuts down a lot of decks. Since they only cast one spell per turn. And then we're playing Collector Oof, which is a big card. I love playing Collector Oof when everyone get their artifacts out. I normally don't play it when they're one artifact out. I normally play when they're three or more, where it affects basically my three opponents. I don't just play just for the one, and then people play around it. I normally play this card when I see three or more artifacts. I grab it, play them, jam it out, so it's be a normal game without any obnoxious win cons on the battlefield. Then we're also playing Dothy Voidwalker, which is another good card. We just exile opponent graveyards, which are really good, and then we get to cast cards that were exiled to Dothy, so it's really nice. Let's move on to the next page here. Oh, ignore the Archivist. I forgot to take that out. But yeah, let's talk about the rest. Delny, Sweetwise Lookout, Destiny Spinner, Draenei Limvala, Dryness Magistrate, Dried Arbor, Elves Deep Shadow, Esper Sentinel, and Grand Abolisher. So Delny is all starting this list just because we do run a lot of creatures that are 2 or less, and then trigger our Tempest, so we get to draw a lot more cards, and it helps our creatures to not be blocked, which is really good. We're also playing Destiny Spinner for creature can't be countered, and enchantments as well, which is very important. Then we're also playing Draenei Limvala. Really nice card. It stops a lot of creature activations like Kinnan, and then we get the Kinnan activation if we really wanted to. And then we're also playing Dryness Magistrate, which is a really nice white card. Stops commanders, basically shuts down players, which is really good. Dried Arbor, because we're playing Green Hood Zenith. We get just 1 mana dork there, or just a nice little sack outlet whenever we need to. And then we're also playing Elves of Deep Shadow, 1 black, just adds black for you. And then Esper Sentinel, really good. We get to draw a lot of cards off of him, and then Grand Abolisher, really you just win when you play this guy. So, my first game, I had Grand Abolisher out for 2 turns, no one didn't kill it, and I just went off, which was really funny in my first round. But yeah, let's move on to the next slide here. Which is Cutchill, Opposition Agent, Orchid Bowmaster, Ranger, Captain Eos, and the Sarah's Ascendant. So Cutchill is just like Grand Abolisher, but it's only for spells, so it's just like a silence but on a creature. And then whenever one or more creature you control each with a power greater than its base power, deal common damage to a player, draw a card. So we do get some draws off of this, but not for this deck really. Then we got Opposition Agent, which is a really nice card since everyone tutoring, you get to take their card that they're or you just grab any card that's his. Just like a fetch land, you grab land, or if they're vampiric tutor, you grab any card and then reveal it, and then you get to take control of their hand. You get to look at it, you know. And then we're also playing Orchid Bowmaster, which is really mess up card. Just ping a lot of people when they're drawing a lot of cards. And then Ranger Captain Eos, which is basically a silence but for non-creature spells, and then we get to search up a 1-drop, which really helps out deck since we are going to look for Carrion Feeder, Cold and Familiar. We grab 2 to card combos with this, just only 1. We grab a cat or a sack outlet, which is really nice, or we grab a Sarah's Ascendant or any of our 1-drops here. The Sarah's Ascendant is really nice. It's an early life gain just to make sure we're alive, and we're good to just beat down face on someone, so it's really good. And yeah, that's it for the creature there. We're also playing 4 artifacts here. The 4 artifacts are Dampening Sphere, No Rod, Soul Ring, and the One Ring. So you see that there are no mana artifacts. That's because we are playing 3 effects that can activate artifacts. Soul Ring is just a really good card in this list. And then we got Dampening Sphere, which is a very powerful card that literally stops players in their track just because if a land is tapped for 2 or more producing or more mana, it produces waste instead of any type of mana that you get. And then each spell player casts costs 1 more for each other spell that player casts this turn. So basically just a storm. You get to add 1 each time you cast a spell. And then No Rod, base like Collector Roof, can activate any artifact abilities. So it's really good. Then we're also playing the One Ring. One Ring, just a really good card. Saved us in some situation, or we get to draw a lot of cards off of it. Yeah, that's it for the artifacts there. Let's move on to the 17 instance. These 17 instances are Rough Decay, Assassin Trophy, Unveil, Quarter Calling, Dark Ritual, Deadly Relic, Dismember, Aldomri's Call, and Lighten Tutor. So we do have some removal package here with a Rough Decay, Assassin Trophy, Deadly Relic, and Dismember. all pretty good to destroy no-land permanents, and then the other two destroy or get rid of creature that we do not want on the battlefield. That seems very impressive and powerful. And then we're also playing Unveil, which protects our spells when we're trying to win. And then we also got some tutors and some mana here with Quarter Calling, Dominator's Call, Lightning Tutor, and then we also play Dark Ritual just to add the 3 black so we could hard cast a Protein Hawk when we can. Sometimes you draw into Protein Hawk and it feels bad, but you do want to cast them immediately. But yeah, all really good cards here. So let's just talk about the next here. The next instance, which is Entomb, Fortune Vigor, Path to Exile, Silent, Sword to Plowshare, Vampiric Tutor, Veil Summer, and Worldly Tutor. So we do have quite a bit of tutors here, which Entomb, Vampiric Tutor, and Worldly Tutor. Then we also got more removal here with Fortune Vigor, Path to Exile, and Sword to Plowshare. All really good cards for this list 1-mana interaction. Then you get a free interaction by getting rid of a green card in your hand, which is really good in CDH. Then we're also playing Silence for when we can win or when we can stop an opponent from winning when they cast like Unthrow Breach. Cool, silence you. Hopefully it resolves. And then we're also playing Veil Summer to make sure our spells can't be countered, which is really good. So yeah, let's move on to the 8 sorcery we have here today, which is Baptiste Mirror. Demonic Tutor, Diabolical Intent, Eldritch Evolution, Finale Devastation, Green Sun Zenith, and Reanimate. So, a lot of tutors. They're literally 6 of them are just tutors. Baptiste Mirror grabs Pattern Rebirth, or something that you don't have in a battlefield already, which you just win if you get Pattern Rebirth in a sack outlet. Demonic Tutor grabs a card, Diabolical Intent. We got a Psychic Creature and then grab a card. Eldritch Evolution, sacrifice creature, look for something +2 on it. Another sack outlet there for our Protein Hawk when we get on the battlefield. Finale Devastation. I haven't really got to +10. I've been just doing it for like +2 or +3. Never 10 because I never get to that much mana. You can normally never go down that route. You can normally win without going +10. So, but that is another secret win con if you get to like 12 mana, cast that, and then just swing out on people. But we also have Green Sun Zenith with Grab, Dried Arbor, Samwise, Cut Soul, really nice protection there. With Cut Soul, you just grab Cut Soul and then go to your next turn. You try to go off since no one can cast any spells. The only card that would interrupt the combo will be Auto Aura during that turn, which I haven't had happen to me yet. I've been very fortunate. So we got Reanimate as well, which grabs Protein Hulk if we entomb it very early, and then sack it until we get that early game win. And then also, and all the other card grab, Change Smoke, with the Boom Apprentice, so on and so forth, right? But yeah, let's talk about the 10 enchantments here. The 10 enchantments are Animate Dead, Blind Obedience, Carpet Flower, Deafening Silence, Powder and Birth, Root Maze, Stony Silence, Summon Library, and Touch of Spirit Realm. So, a lot of Stax pieces here, which is perfectly fine. I think this meta is fit for some Stax pieces since there's no Dockside, there's no Mana Crypt, no Jewel Lotus, right? But a lot of people are not afraid of playing any artifacts, like going crazy, right? So we want to punish our opponents as much as we can with some of the cards. But yeah, let's just talk right down through the list. Animate Dead, so on and so forth with the Entomb early, grabbing Protein Hulk and sacking it. Blind Obedience, really good card. Artifacts and creature your opponent control and battlefield tap, which is really nice, and they have to extort it as well, but who's really going to pay the extort toss? And then we've got Carpet Flower, which is really good to any type of blue deck. You can make a lot of mana off of them, and it's really good. And then we're also playing Deafening Silence. Each player can cast more than one non-creature spell each turn. Really good against those combo decks. It doesn't really hurt us that much, but sometimes does when you're trying to win. You're like, I can't do this thing because it's Entomb, and then I got to pass, or stuff like that. And then we're also playing Pattern Rebirth with Grab our Protein Hulk whenever we sack a creature. Pattern Rebirth is a really mess up card. And then we're also playing Root Maze and Stony Silence. Story time. In my last match against the Urza player and the Grixis player, turn 1 Root Maze with 1 lander, and then top deck a land, play Deathrise Shaman, pass, and then turn 3 play Stony Silence, and it basically shut them out of the game. They could not deal with those 2 cards. Those 2 cards basically just killed them. They don't know how to get rid of them. Because they're blue and Grixis. How do they get rid of an enchantment? I guess a Conogryph, but like Conogryph doesn't do much in that situation. But you also have Summon Library, which helps us draw a card to get to our win, and then Touch of Spirit Realm, which is really nice. We're basically just channeling it. We're never going to catch it for its real cost, just to protect our commander, or something on our board, or we get rid of something on our opponent's board when they're trying to win as well. That's like a reactive card. But yeah, I think that's a really nice package of stacks pieces. Nothing overboard, just all fair stuff. Make sure our opponents are playing at our same level as we are. So let's move on here to the last card we're here, which is Wild Growth, 10 land, tap for green. Seemed fair there. And then let's talk about the last but not least, the one battle that we have, which is Invasion Karia, which grabs a non-human creature for X. This card kind of sucks in my opinion because I can't grab Granite Balusher, but that's okay. I always I'm going to grab Granite Balusher, and then I'm like, oh, non-human. But it's still a good card nonetheless. It's just a tutor, so yeah. And then sometimes you get to swing at it and make like an 8/8 off of it, which is really nice. But yeah, let's move on to the last bit here, which are the 28 lands. Just a lot of fast mana here. So we're also playing Ancient Tomb, Aramata, Bloodstained Mire, Beseiju, Hooten Doors, Beautiful, Bountiful Promenade, Camera Soul, City of Brass, Command Tower, Emergent Zone. I think the only comment that I have in Emergent Zone just went on someone else's turn at the end of their end step, since everyone's like tapped out or something like that, you know. Then we're also playing Pursuit, so that's a pop artifact or enchantment that we don't like, or even a land like Gaia's Cradle. And then counter souls to make sure our creatures can't be countered. But yeah. And then we're also playing Forbidden Orchard, Forest, Gemstone Cavern, Godless Shrine, Marsh Flash, Misty Rainforest, Nurturing Peatland, Overgrown Tomb, Polluted Delta. All really good. Yeah, no comment for any of these, just really good lands. Unfortunately, I do not have the budget to get dual lands, since all of them are around like 1,000 for the 3 I need, or even less than that. But hopefully soon I will get dual lands for this list, and another list that I have right now. Just I need time to get all those. But yeah, we're just using those shock lands. We're basically ground shock lands with our fetches, and then our basics, and so on and so forth there. And then we have Reflecting Pool, Swamp, Tuckanuma, Temple Garden, Undergrowth Stadium, Urge Saga. Urge Saga could be taken out. Just because we only have like one target, which is Soul Ring, but also we could make constructs, which is nice as well. Yeah, it could be honestly taken out for like a basic, but I just have it in here just because you could grab Soul Ring and then you could create constructs off of them if it's going to be a slow game. And then Vault of Champions, Verdict Outcome, Winds of Heath, and last but not least, a Wooded Foothills. And yeah, that is my list. This is one of my first CDH list, and it will be a Wheel of Fortune off of just a chance of going into blue decks. This is a blue killer, I will say. If your opponent doesn't have an early mental misstep, or even like Fletcher Storm, just to make sure Doge Enchantment don't resolve, it gets bad for them. It really hurts them because they need the mana, they need the mana rocks, and them entering battlefield tap really hurts them in the long run, and you get to go off really quick with this list. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to see the update list, I will post that link down below, as well as this list too. The other list is not stacked, it's just very fast Hulk. I will say that. But yeah, if you guys like this CH content that I have today, definitely let me know. I will try to get some games recorded with some of the lists that I have here with me, and try to get more into CDH. I'll still be continuing posting some casual deck lists as well. Don't worry, guys. I know that Foundation comes out this week, or pre-release. I know there hasn't been anything exciting from that set to make a video on. Nothing too crazy. Nothing doesn't jump out at me like build me. Like nothing did. Everything just seems like okay, in my opinion. It just some of the cards like Niv-Mizzet just you just make the OG Niv-Mizzet and you put Curiosity or whatever, you know, and draw your whole deck, something like that, you know. But yeah, I think that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you very much. See ya.